Hello, everybody. Welcome. Welcome to the stream. Today is Sunday, the 14th of December 2025, and I'm trying out something different today. We're not going to play a game. Well, I guess I still play a little bit, but that's not the main goal of this stream. Instead, I'm going to try to pick up this mod. Well, maybe I shouldn't show you this. I should show you this. Not sure if you can see this. Okay, here we go. Yes, so this mod, RE4 tweaks. It's as what this says. It's fixes and tweaks for the UHD, that being Ultimate HD port of Resident Evil 4. That's the one. That's the OG RE4, but on PC, on Steam, there are two different ports of this game. The first one, I think it was released closer to the original game's release, around 2005 or maybe 2006. But that one, it was a really bad port, I think. It didn't support mouse controls at all. So, yeah, then in 2014, they made a new port that's based on the Xbox 360 version of the game, I believe. And yeah, this one is available on Steam. So yeah, this is not a mod for the remake, no. This is for the OG game. And yeah, this is basically like a quality of life type of mod. It doesn't really, I mean, I guess it does let you fix a few, no, sorry, change a few things that are not really quality of life. Like, I think it includes some kind of trainer to basically mess around with the game, but it's mostly tweaks to make the game run better, basically. Sorry, I say it basically a lot. But yeah, so I've never actually done this kind of thing before, like game modding, reverse engineering, and I don't really know C++, which this project is written in. So I'm probably going to make use of AI quite a bit just to help me understand what this, how this project works. I do kind of know the basics of how the mod works. Basically, you modify some things in memory, and it's the way it's injected into the game is by naming the. So it's compiled as a DLL file. Oh, and by the way, so I'm on Windows right now, so yeah, I'm not going to have access to tools that I normally use for programming or development in general. What else? What was I saying? So yeah, I'm on Windows, and it's written in C++. And yeah, I do understand. So the mod is compiled into a DLL file that is named as like d input 8.dll. So the game thinks it's part of DirectX, I think, and then it hooks into the game functions by scanning for patterns in memory and patching the game's code at runtime, basically. Yeah, I mean, that's like my understanding of how it works. I might be wrong, but I think that's right. Anyway, yeah, I'm not quite sure where to start. So as you can see here, the mod itself, it hasn't been updated in a while. It's been more than 2 years since the last release, and there are lots of issues that people raised in the repo, and there are some PRs that haven't been merged, and in fact one of them is my PR. I did try to pick this up a while ago just to see how far I can go with it, whether I could get it to run at all. And I guess I probably should have done the research on stream just to also show you like how I picked this up and basically how I learn about new projects like at the very beginning, but I'm not sure. I think I spent quite a few hours and I wasn't sure if that would be interesting for people to watch, because I don't really want to waste people's time by watching me stumble. I mean, I'm pretty sure I'll stumble a lot today as well. But yeah, I'm trying to find a balance between not wasting your time, but also showing you how I learn, and yeah, how I get into something new, basically. Oh god, maybe I should have a counter for saying how many times I say basically. I should try to not to do that. Anyway, so yeah, it hasn't been updated in more than 2 years, so there are a few things I'd like to update here. So if you look through the repo, we have this external directory that contains lots of different submodules that are not really made by the same people who worked on this mod. I think there's like a community around game modding, and for bits that are reusable for modding different games, we can include them as some kind of dependencies for your project, basically. Oh, basically. So yeah, mod utils. This is the tool that the project uses to scan the memory using patterns, basically. Oh, come on, basically again. Yeah, using patterns. And one thing that I found when I tried to compile and run this project was, so the first thing was the fact that this, I think it uses, yeah, Visual Studio 17. That's the version number for, I think, Visual Studio 2021. Well, what's the previous version? So I'm running like the latest version at the moment. Let me see. Let me show you actually. So yeah, I'm running 2026, and I think the previous version was actually let's Google it. Visual Studio 2022. That's it. I think yeah, this mod was compiled with Visual Studio 2022. So what did I try to do? Yeah, basically just tried to update the CI configuration because it was no longer building with, I'm not sure if it was because of the Visual Studio. I think it wasn't really, because I don't think even GitHub supports Visual Studio 2026 just yet. But yeah, I think one thing that, oh, actually, yeah, no, I do remember. I wrote it in this PR. Yes. So yeah, so something about I think string types. Now you need to explicitly include string, the library Is that what you call it? Like the header? Is that a header, or is that just a library from the built-in? But yeah, if you try to compile it with the latest Visual Studio, you basically get errors because you need to explicitly include this thing. But the code that needs to be updated is in this mod utils project, so it's not really RE4 tweaks code. So you want to update the mod utils submodule to the latest version, or at least one that includes this fix by Emus, which is who is a legend, by the way. I don't know him personally, but he's, well, I don't know his, oh, I don't know their pronouns either. So they are one of the contributors to this RE4 tweaks project. And yeah, in fact, I actually gave him a copy of the game. So I gave them the copy of the game, a copy of the game, so that they could work on it. I think that was way back before the RE4 HD mod was released. So yeah, they helped with the RE4 HD mod development. But yeah, anyway, where was I? So yeah, I want to include this commit, and I figured the easiest way to get that running would be to just update the submodule to the latest main branch, right? So yeah, we just need to update the submodule. But it turns out there were other commits in mod utils that broke RE4 tweaks. For example, there was some refactoring, moving some functions to different namespaces. And yeah, so basically I had to do a few find and replace, and I updated the GitHub Actions workflow configuration because it was breaking as it was using an older version of Actions like artifacts to upload the compiled DLL. What else? Oh yeah, I did find that there was a commit that completely broke RE4 tweaks. So you could compile it, but when you try to run the game with the DLL, like the pattern matching, pattern scanning thing, it couldn't find some patterns. And it was because of this commit, which I think... So, if I understand correctly, when you have an executable, there are like addresses. Well, I'm not sure if it's within the compiled executable or whether it's when it's running, but basically it's separated into memory. Like the allocated memory is for there's some like data area and program code area, and I think before this commit it scans the whole process, and with this commit it's kind of like separated. It only scans the program code, which speeds up the pattern scanning, but it does mean, well, they said use range patterns if you need to scan data. So I guess you need a different way to you need to use different functions or a different way to scan, to do pattern scanning for anything that's in the data area. But the problem is we don't really know which patterns in the codebase are intended are placed in the data area and which ones are in the program code area. And Emus left this comment, which I think is very helpful. Yeah, that would probably break whatever data patterns we use. Might be a way around that by passing the base address plus size of image. But we'd probably need to update every hook pattern call that's checking for data. Or maybe we could make a wrapper around hook pattern that passes that over, change every call over to it. Finding the data specific ones would be nicer though. So yeah, I'm not sure if I want to address this particular problem for now, but so last time what I did was I basically I reverted that commit. That's what I did. Hang on, so let me show you. So I don't really use Visual Studio usually because I don't really develop in C++, but this project uses it, and I don't know, I just want to see how it works, and if that's like the normal development for this mod, then I'm going to try and see if I can use it. Otherwise, maybe I'll try with VS Code and maybe use the MS Build CLI tool to compile the game. The mod. But I see that it does have GitHub Copilot. I don't know how you feel about this, about Copilot and AI in general, but yeah, I kind of have mixed feelings about it. Yeah, it can sometimes be bad, but I do think there is some usefulness to it. So since I'm very new to this whole reverse engineering and game modding thing, I think I would like to try to utilize it and see if it can help me understand how to navigate around the code base and make changes to it. So yeah. First of all, let me show you my Git repo. Oh god, that's really bad for readability. I'm not sure if you can read it. Hopefully that's not too bad. So external mod details. Oh my god, using backslashes for directories. I know that you could also try using WSL, Windows Subsystem for Linux, but yeah, I'm not sure how. It's not that I don't know how. I already have it installed. It's just I don't know how it plays out if because I also want to run the game, right? And it's all Windows. I could try maybe using Linux and Proton to run the game, but again, maybe some other time. So for now, we just have to stick with Windows. Okay, so yeah, I reverted that commit. Let's see what happens if I just debug the game, maybe, or I mean, I guess I could build and run or something, but let's see what happens if we do debug. Okay. I'm not sure if you can see the game. Alright, you can see it. Yes. So, yeah, we got the RE4 tweaks running here. We can see the logs. And can you see the version of the RE4 tweaks. Hang on, so I think it's FN F1, right? Okay, so 1.9.1.0, and it might not be immediately clear that this is built from the main branch and not installed from the latest release on GitHub. So as a first step, let's see what happens. Let's see if we can change the version number. Hang on, so I need to quit the game. Hang on, how do you do this? I'm just gonna Alt F4. Can I do that? Hang on, so to unfocus FN F5. Okay, wait. Okay. So let's see if we can find 1.9.1.0, was it? No? I forgot already. What was it? 1.9.1? Where do you define these? Hang on. I'm guessing it's somewhere in the settings, is it? Version? No, that's... No. Oh god. I'm really bad at navigating Visual Studio. Maybe I should try opening this in normal normal Visual Studio Code. See what happens. Okay, so version. No. Git params. Git current commit. So that's... Okay, you know what? Just gonna search on GitHub. Wait, what? Where is it defined? Is it maybe in the project settings, like actual? No, not this thing. It's project DLL main. Jeez. Do we set any version in here? Oh yeah, by the way, I don't remember why, but I think I do. So I still set the platform toolset to be Visual Studio 2022 because I think if I recall correctly, I could compile it with the 2026 toolset, but it's just that GitHub Actions doesn't support Visual Studio 2026 yet. I can show you the issue, I think, if I could find it. Hang on. It's this. Yeah, it's still open, so by the time we get this on the runner, Visual Studio 2029 has been released. Yeah, it's taking them a while to add support. So yeah, I don't want to... hang on. Let me go back to Visual Studio. Yeah, so I don't want to update this because that would update like the configuration file for the project, which means if I commit that, that will change the settings for the repo. So I don't want to do that yet. Okay, I cannot find where the version number is. Is it based on the git tag, maybe? I don't think so. 1.9.1. Why can't I find it anywhere? Okay, you know what? Let's try opening this in Visual Studio Code. Okay, you can't see this. Let me switch to this. Okay, yes, I trust the authors. Okay, so let's try to find 1.9. Really? Dude, where is it defined? V1? No. This is embarrassing. I would have guessed that it would be something in... Is it here somewhere? 1.9? No? Oh, maybe it's like an array, like 1, 9, 1. No? Version. I'm gonna exclude external. Is that what it's called? Externals? No, external. String version, that's it. So this is the auto updater. Ah, there we go. RE4 tweaks V012 app version command git branch. So app version, that's it. Ah, here we go. Okay, resource page. I'm surprised we didn't get the Git information from it. So let me go back to Visual Studio. So that was in hang on, resource. Where's it? I hate that there is no easy way to zoom in. Why do I not see? Actually, you know what? let's use this. Yeah, there we go. Okay. But we also have the auto updater thing. This is really interesting. That's how you make a request in C++, I guess, using Windows APIs. Auto updater. That's not what I wanted to do. Yes, I did want to look at the version number. This build number, app revision 0. Hang on, where did I see the Git thing? Hang on. Oh, it's DLL main. Sorry, I was looking at VS Code, but I forgot to switch the window on OBS, so you were still looking at Visual Studio. Okay, so in here, there is this thing, git branch. Commit. Git current commit. So it's hard coded, interestingly. Yeah, it's not automatically obtained from the current git commit. So since we're just going to see if our change affects the build, so I'm just gonna update, let's say 1.9.2, and let's just start without debugging. Alright. Hang on. And F1. Yes! Look. 1.9.2. Okay, so we're definitely running our own build of the mod. So that means anything we change should be reflected in this tweaks menu. Okay. So I'm going to close the game for now. And we're going to see what we can do with it. By the way, I don't know, so I've been playing just music from the RE games, and I'm not sure if it's too loud or just right, or if it's too quiet. So if yeah, if it's distracting, please do let me know, and I can turn it off. Okay, so build number version. So that's the app version. So it would probably just say dash dash, or oh, actually no, it's hard coded, right? The commit and the git branch, so it will always say main in the logs. I don't know if we can see the logs here actually. Well, I wasn't. Wait, what is this? Is this logged to the in-game log thing, or is this like actual console log? I don't know. Anyway, actually, let me just see that real quick. Oh, I don't see it in this log. Interesting. Okay. Big ironic thanks to Q Lock or Clock, I guess. Those are the people who ported the game from Xbox 360 to PC. I'd say they did an alright job. Definitely could be a lot better, but I mean, at least we got it on Steam now. Okay. So, I'm not sure I want to fix the issue with mod utils just yet. Maybe what we are going to do is something that's a little bit more fun, that involves actually playing the game for a little bit. Hang on, let me write that. Okay. So, let's take a look at the open PRs and see if we can play around with one of them and maybe merge it, at least locally. So, there's this PR that update the trainer to allow the player to enter doors even if Ashley is trapped. That sounds like a useful feature. I usually watch Bakbasub stream the game, and when he uses randomizer mods, because Ashley could be such a pain, having this feature would be really useful, because otherwise you might not be able to progress through the game, especially when you use like the door randomizers, so that when you enter a door, it leads you to an entirely different room that's not supposed to be what's behind the door. And yeah, it could sometimes add Ashley in places where you don't expect her, and the other way around as well. Like you could get rid of Ashley where you should have Ashley normally. Okay, so yes, let me fetch this PR. I don't have the GitHub CLI installed on this Windows machine, so I'm just gonna... I don't understand why, like how you're supposed to use this, because, but yeah, it's like, yeah, I don't want to get into it right now, but just like that syntax of username colon branch, I don't think you can actually use that for anything useful with git commands, because you need to do something like git fetch https, for example, github.com, and then the username slash the repo, and then you do space the branch name, and also with SSH, same thing. So anyway, I'd like to add a remote just so that because I see that they also have another PR, so I might want to fetch a different branch later. So I'm just gonna copy their username. Oh, sorry. And let's copy the HTTPS URL. I'm sorry, this is oh, sorry, I'm still showing the GitHub window. Hang on. Okay. Yeah. You probably can't read this, can you? Wait. Is it even visible? Hang on. Oh, that's interesting. I just realized that the terminal output is completely blank on OBS. Is that like a privacy thing? Is that like intentional so that you don't leak out your secrets? That's interesting. Because that's definitely not what I'm looking at right now. Okay, well, that's not going to be very useful for you, so I guess what if I open it in VS Code instead? Although hang on, let me just Google this real quick. Visual Studio OBS terminal. Don't see anything specific. Not sure if it's something to do with... This is really weird. Like, on OBS I could see that the PowerShell output is like just blank, but I have my output in there. Hang on, so if I can just drag that out, what do you see? You don't see it. Oh, I guess maybe it's actually a separate window. I'm guessing that, like, actually separate window that OBS doesn't. Oh yeah, that makes sense actually. Hang on. So dev env. Hang on. How do I capture the whole app then? Maybe I should capture application. Hang on. So maybe not window capture, but I don't want to use display capture, that's for sure. What if I use game capture? I can't target the Visual Studio window for some reason. This is really strange. can't see this, can you? Oh well, you know what? I'll just capture a separate window, I guess, for the terminal. Can I do that? Or hang on. Yeah, if any of you know how to capture Visual Studio window, that would be great. It's yeah, so I know that you can see the whole Visual Studio window, but at the bottom, where I have my terminal, you can't see the contents. Let me try to fix this. Okay, I can't find the option. Oops. Move to new window. So if I do that, and maybe I add another window capture, call it terminal. Okay, I think it looks glitchy, but that's something. That's very funny. What? This is... No. That's just silly. That's not what I'm seeing, but... Oh my god. Sorry about this. Okay, I'm just going to show VS Code then. That way you can see my terminal. Okay. Alright, so terminal. So, I'm going to add a new remote for that person's org. Oops. Oh, okay, I already did. And I'm gonna fetch the branch, the PR branch. So, git fetch human, allow Ashley, and I don't want to lose my stuff, so I'll probably just merge their stuff. Could probably use rebase instead, but let's just merge it. Oh, right. I don't normally use merge commits, but I'm on Windows at the moment, so don't really want to bother configuring my stuff. Okay. Oh, I should have compared like the before and after, but okay, let's just see what happens. Let's see if this works. I'm not sure if I have a save file where I have Ashley with me, but let's see. Oh, I need to switch back to... Well, actually, no, it's fine. You can see the game, I think. Yep, you can see it. Okay. So just gonna hide this, and I'm gonna focus on the game. Okay, I forgot which of these chapters, so let's just try one by one. I have these save files from way back when I last played this game, however many years ago that was. Is it loading? Or is it crashing? Why is it taking so long? Hello? It's not responding. Oh, I think I know what's going on. Hang on, let me close the game. And let me switch back to Visual Studio. Okay. And actually, no, I think I can add a separate window from my terminal. That's not from Visual Studio. Oh wait, hang on. You can see the output of this of the build, but you can't see the when I switch to. Oh, okay, that's interesting. So you can see this output, but you can't see the terminal. Okay, that's definitely interesting. Okay, alright. Ah, hang on, maybe that's what I had to do. Ah, there we go. Okay. So I just had to change my capture method. So on OBS there's like capture method for the window. There's automatic, and then bit it says Windows 7 and up, or Windows 10 1903 and up. I thought if I chose automatic, it would just pick whatever's best. I would assume it would choose the Windows 10 one because I'm on Windows 11. But yeah, I had to specifically choose Windows 10 for it to work. Okay. Yeah, now you can see my terminal, even though it's not the best colors. It's not very readable, this text in particular. But anyway, so what I want to do, I want to see their commits actually. Okay, let me show you the browser. Okay. Actually, no, it doesn't use any new patterns. It just uses the global pointer and looks for a specific flag and does the bitwise operation. So it's not using anything that needs to be updated after we use the latest mod utils version. So that's not sure why the game wouldn't start then. there's nothing. Maybe we should just restart the game. Oh, actually, I could just use the room jump function. Okay. Yes. Okay. Oh, the final chapter should have Ashley here. Okay, great. Yes. So
wait.
If I leave Ashley there, and there should be an option to allow entering doors without Ashley. Okay, nice.
Wait.
Yeah, so I guess that patch worked.
Wait.
And if I let's see, if I left Ashley and then I disable that option. Okay, nice. Ah, okay. Well, that looks good to me. Maybe we should just merge it, right? Yeah, hang on, let me quit the game. How do I quit the game? I mean, I could just Alt F4. Alright. So, let's go back here. Actually, go back to the... Oh, sorry, I was still showing you the GitHub browser, right? So I want to learn more about how this patch works. So I want to find out about this flag. How do you know about this flag, right? I think... Okay, so, oh, this is interesting. So I guess these are like the pointers to lots of different things. Like global state of the game. Oh, sorry, I'm still showing the browser window. Sorry about that, babe. That's Kendo's quote from Resident Evil 2, the OG. Hang on. Need to show you this. Okay, yeah. This is... So I just, I was looking for the flag and it took me to this file. I guess it's not really documented, but... Yeah, we have all these different variables. And if we look at the discussions on that PR, hang on. I really need to find an easier way to switch between different windows on OBS without necessarily sharing my whole screen. So I guess they originally used 5024 and Emus suggested using status 0. Oh, sorry, status 0 501C. There's a specific flag for catched. I guess the comment needs to be updated, but otherwise seems good to me. We tried it and it works. Yeah, I'm not sure what to do. We've merged this locally. What about the other PR? Issues with the pitch and camera. Yeah, I don't really wanna. I mean, I guess I could. Hang on, let me separate the window. Hang on. Oh, well. I want to be careful about showing stuff on stream, but it's a bit tricky. I guess this is fine. So this is without the changes, and this is without. Okay, let's see what. Without the changes. And with the changes. I guess it is a little bit more stable. I don't know, I don't use that option very often. It would be nice if it really does fix some issues, but yeah, maybe I'll get to it at some point later. But yeah, I think this one was pretty cool. Okay, though, I guess if we do want to get things moving, I still need to sort out the issue with mod utils, unless I want to fork mod utils and refer this commit. But that, yeah, ideally I would rather use it, like use the latest version and then follow the suggestions from emus about how to handle the changes. But I think this will probably take a bit of time to get into, and I'll definitely need some help from AI. Because yeah, as I said, this is like my very first time getting into this kind of stuff. I'm not sure how good the Copilot extension on Visual Studio is. I guess we could try. Hang on. Let me switch back to this. Okay, so Copilot chat. I guess I should revert that this thing first, because I want to make sure that we focus on fixing the issue first before we start merging things. So actually, let's just use reset. Okay. I'm gonna start a new thread. I'm gonna ask. I wonder if it can get the commits of a submodule. Hang on, did I just... I don't know what this music is. Hang on. I think it might have auto-played. Yeah, I guess it's probably from one of the OG games that I haven't played. Fake fan right here. So let's see. Yeah, it's 112. Dark Side Chronicles. Who plays that? That's much better. Okay. So yeah, I want to know if our pattern... So hang on. I guess it's in patterns. Our patterns can't no longer work after an update after the commit that in the mod util submodule. What? I think it changed the way the patterns are scanned. It now only scans it now doesn't scan the data area. Some of our patterns are that we look for are in data. It'd be nice to find out which ones are data, which ones aren't. Can you read this? This is very small. I can't easily change the font size. I know that, like, there are some settings in Visual Studio, but last time I checked, like, you have to change the font settings for each aspect of the UI, and there isn't like a global zoom in control. All right, let's have a read. What does it say? Standard size of image. Oh, I think that's... I'm not sure I would trust this AI code. Cause I don't really want to add to the... Hang on, this is from mod utils, right? Yeah, I don't really want to change mod utils itself. I would much rather... Oh, actually, hang on. I have reverted the commit here, so did it even use the like commit information? Oh god, I'm not really used to this, like, UI. It's just a bit confusing. What if we use VS Code instead? Hang on. Yeah, sure. Does it not use the git information? Because I already reverted the commit. Maybe I should undo the revert. So external mod utils. It's going wild. Like, it's taking so long. I'm not sure if I can trust what it's doing, to be honest. It's not really what I wanted. I guess I should have been clearer in my instructions, but let's see what it's going to come up with. That actually kind of makes sense. So, if I understand correctly, I kind of had the same idea where basically, hang on. So we kind of wrap the functions that scan for the patterns in the memory, where we try to scan it normally, which if we use the latest version of mod utils, it will succeed to find patterns that are in the code area, but for patterns that live in the data section, it will stop matching, right? So yeah, we wrap the function from mod utils, and if it cannot find a match, we basically we use the original logic where we scan the whole executable, the whole image, and if it succeeds, then we know that that pattern is in the data. And then once we know like which patterns, and then we log that information, right? So then we will know which patterns are for the data and which ones are for the code sections. Can you look at the commit in the mod utils submodule where I reverted the scanning logic so that it's widened. Hang on. Maybe actually let me just revert preset, I guess. Okay. Can you look at commit and in the mod utils submodule and tell me what it does? Yes, exactly. So the hook pattern function now ignores our data and other sections. Okay. So my function, some of my patterns live in data pattern. Some of the patterns that I scan live in the data section. Or other sections that may be ignored. So that function no longer returns a match for some of them. What's the best way to identify those patterns and get them to match again with the latest version of mod utils that includes that commit? Okay, can you make those changes for me? Oh, I forgot to tell it not to change it in mod utils. Hang on, cancel. Let's say I don't want to make changes to mod utils itself. All I can change is the files in DLL main. All I want to change is okay. I only want to change the files in. Maybe we create our can we create the wrapper function ourselves in that directory and then update all our usage of the pattern of modules pattern functions to use our wrapper instead. Yes. Ooh. I have no idea what I'm looking at here. I mean, I have some idea, but this is hardcore stuff. Okay, so let's keep these changes, but just to show you that that the game will actually crash if we didn't have those changes. Like if I just use the latest version of mod utils, let me switch back to Visual Studio, and so I did git stash, which stashed all the changes. And if I go to external mod utils, oh, why did it change? Hang on. Okay. Hang on, let me add everything. And then if I go to external mod utils, yeah, so that's the latest master branch of mod utils. I have reset my branch so it doesn't have the revert commit. And yeah, now if I just run this game, run the game with this new build, it's going to crash immediately. So it successfully compiles, but I don't know if you can see this. Let me see. OBS. Okay, you can't see it. This. Let me show you. Can you see this? I guess not. Huh. Okay, so hang on. Let me capture it separately. This. Can you see this? Yeah, so it couldn't find some patterns. And yeah, if I ignore that, it's just going to cause even more errors because yeah, the pattern scanning doesn't work for some of the patterns. Okay, so let me now unstash the changes and see if this works. Okay, it still doesn't work. Do we know which line exactly it was? Hang on. Start debugging. Okay, yeah, this. So what exactly did we change? Hang on. Get the. Oh god, it's changing way too many things. Why is it changing the code style? Oh god. I don't need that. Okay. Oh my god. See? The AI. Okay, so instead of hook pattern, it's hook RE4T patterns pattern image. Is that what the AI said? Yes. So if I change this thing, guess it should work. Well, maybe not immediately. There's gotta be some other patterns that we need to update. Ah, look, it's the next one, so that worked. I'm guessing it's gonna be this one after that. Oh wait, what? The game now works. Nice. Hang on. Why can't I focus on the game? What? Hang on. Interesting. I cannot switch focus to the game itself. I can still, you know, interact with the tweaks menu, but yeah. It's supposed to be F5, but interestingly it doesn't work. Wait. Oh, okay. Now it works. Okay. Nice. Yeah, so I guess that solved it. Yeah. We need to look into how the AI did it. And undo any useless changes that are unrelated. Let me just quit the game. So it added the pattern helper thing, right? This thing. No, not this thing. This. What? Hang on. Where's this defined? Pattern helpers, right? Yeah. Okay. Get image range, get section range, pattern image, pattern section. Okay, that makes sense. Kind of. But yeah, I think yeah, I think we made some good progress there. So we tried out the PR to allow entering doors without Ashley. That's nice. And we found, well, the AI found a way to get around the mod utils update by, I guess, more safely scanning the patterns, where if we couldn't find a pattern in the code section of the image, then we fall back to the full image scan by also scanning the data paths, which, yeah, seems to work, because as you could see, we could run the game just fine. Previously it was crashing, so I guess I just need to clean this up somehow, and yeah, so make sure that we don't make any changes, make any unnecessary changes, and yeah, maybe we'll make a new commit to fix this and update my PR so that hopefully Emus or someone else can review and merge it, and then we can get started with reviewing other people's PRs and maybe making our own tweaks. But for now, I think I'll have to leave it here. I'll try to find a better way to a better setup for all of this, because it's really awkward to switch between windows, and just I haven't really got used to development on Windows. It's just, and also using Visual Studio is, it's a very different kind of workflow compared to VS Code and my usual like Python, JavaScript, TypeScript type of work. So, but yeah, I think it's an interesting challenge and also good learning. So yeah, I would say thank you for joining the stream, and I'll see you next time. Bye.